Nutkin was a young red squirrel with eyes as bright as acorns and a tail as bushy as a fox's brush. He lived in Whispering Woods, a place where ancient oaks whispered secrets to the wind and sunlight dripped like honey through the leaves. Nutkin had a dream as big as the great oak at the heart of the woods. He yearned to become a master forager, to know the secrets of every root and berry, and an herbalist, skilled in the healing power of plants. Every spring, Nutkin would scamper through the undergrowth, his nose twitching at the scent of wild garlic and wood sorrel. He'd sit for hours by the old oak, listening to the stories of the wind and the rustling leaves. The old oak, wise and gnarled with age, whispered tales of forgotten remedies and the hidden properties of flowers and herbs. Nutkin listened with rapt attention, his heart thrumming with the desire to learn. He knew that the forest held ancient wisdom, and he was determined to unlock its secrets. He imagined himself as a respected healer, sought out by creatures far and wide for his knowledge and skill. One day, his dream led him to the edge of the woods, to the clearing where Oakwood Academy stood, bathed in the warm glow of the afternoon sun. This was the place where his journey would begin, the place where his dream would blossom. Oakwood Academy was a place of wonder for a young squirrel with a thirst for knowledge. Here, amongst other eager learners from all corners of the woods, Nutkin delved into the world of forest lore, learning the language of birdsong and the secrets of the stars. He excelled in his classes, his natural curiosity blossoming under the tutelage of wise old owls and seasoned hedgehogs. But it was Herbal Studies, taught by the venerable badger Professor Burdock, that stole Nutkin's heart. Professor Burdock, with his calm demeanor and patient guidance, introduced Nutkin to a world of healing and wonder, a world where the forest bounty could mend wounds and soothe troubled souls. Nutkin learned to identify the delicate petals of the feverfew flower, its power to cool feverish brows. He discovered the soothing properties of chamomile, its gentle fragrance calming even the most anxious mind. Each lesson was a revelation, each plant a new friend, its secrets whispered into Nutkin's eager ears. The woods became his classroom, every root and leaf a page in the grand book of nature. He would spend hours collecting herbs, carefully drying them and storing them in his den, his heart brimming with the satisfaction of knowledge gained and the promise of a future filled with purpose. The moon hung low in the sky, casting long, eerie shadows through the trees. It was a night like any other in Whispering Woods, the air filled with the soft chirping of crickets and the distant hoot of an owl. Nutkin, his mind still buzzing with the day's lessons, decided to venture out for a late-night foraging expedition. He scampered through the undergrowth, the silvery moonlight guiding his way. His nose twitched at the scent of ripe berries, and he scurried up a hawthorn tree, its branches heavy with the sweet red jewels. Suddenly, a twig snapped in the stillness of the night. Nutkin froze, his heart pounding in his chest. A low growl, guttural and menacing, sliced through the silence. Two eyes glowing with a malevolent light pierced the darkness, fixing Nutkin in their glare. It was a fox, a rogue, larger and more menacing than any Nutkin had ever encountered. Terror, primal and instinctive, seized Nutkin. He tried to scramble higher, to seek refuge in the treetop, but it was too late. The fox lunged, its jaws snapping shut just inches from Nutkin's tail. Nutkin tumbled down the hawthorn's thorny embrace, the breath knocked out of him. The rogue fox, its eyes burning with predatory hunger, advanced. Section 4. Shadows in the Woods. The forest, once a sanctuary of peace and wonder, now seemed to hold its breath, the silence thick with unspoken menace. Nutkin, his small body trembling, managed to scramble to his feet and flee, the fox's enraged snarls echoing behind him. He ran as fast as his legs could carry him, his heart hammering against his ribs. The image of the fox's glowing eyes seared into his mind. He didn't stop until he reached the familiar opening of his den, his breath coming in ragged gasps. Safe inside his den, Nutkin curled himself into a tight ball, his eyes wide with terror. The events of the night played over and over in his mind, each replay etching the fear deeper into his soul. The attack left scars that ran deeper than any physical wound. The joy that Nutkin had once found in the forest, the boundless enthusiasm for his studies, seemed to vanish overnight. The woods, once his haven, now felt like a menacing labyrinth, every rustle of leaves sending shivers down his spine. He couldn't bear to venture into the woods alone. The thought of encountering the rogue fox again, its eyes burning with malevolent intent, filled him with paralyzing dread. His once bright eyes were now clouded with fear, his once perky tail drooping low. The spark that had once burned so brightly within him seemed to flicker and fade. Section 5. Whispers of fear, echoes of support. News of the attack spread through whispering woods like wildfire, carried on the wind and whispered from burrow to burrow. Fear gripped the hearts of the woodland creatures. The attack on Nutkin was a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows, shattering the illusion of safety and peace. Parents kept their young ones close, warning them of the dangers that roamed the woods. The once vibrant pathways that crisscrossed the forest fell silent, as fear kept many creatures confined to their homes. The attack had sown seeds of distrust and suspicion, casting a pall over the once harmonious community. Yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, there were also voices of support and compassion. Word of Nutkin's plight reached the ears of his friends and teachers at Oakwood Academy. Professor Burdock, his heart heavy with concern, visited Nutkin's den, offering words of comfort and encouragement. His classmates, a diverse group of young creatures united by their shared love for the forest and their concern for their friend, rallied around him. They brought him his favorite nuts and berries, hoping to tempt his diminished appetite. They shared stories of their own encounters with danger, reminding him that he wasn't alone in his fear. Their kindness, their unwavering support, was a beacon of hope in Nutkin's darkened world, a testament to the enduring power of community in the face of adversity.